Hey gang, once again, welcome to the zombie apocalypse. No, it's Hollywood Hills. I don't mean to make light of this. This is a bit of a gnarly situation for us all to handle. Obviously, the lastminute.com at the end of last week's show was the GXCC's announcement, and it was the right move as well to cancel round number 3 and move it to round number 4's date. That's where we are at the moment. Since that happened, MSA actually went out and said that the month of April has been a full write-off, so that does now count out the next round of Farm Jam. So that's a bit of a heartbreaker that we've lost round number 2 of the Farm Jam and round number 3 of the GXCCs. But God willing, we'll go racing once again in the month of May. So you guys just hang in there, hang tough, and we'll do the same thing from our side. Don't worry, we've still got a ton of stuff and a ton of footage that we're going to be reviewing and repackaging throughout the next month as well. This week, we're going to be going into our little bonus episode. That's what we call it for the GXCC round. Last week, we put out the Quad and Junior show. This coming Saturday, we will premiere the motorcycle show. That's the pro classes. But this week on Hollywood Hills and on GXCC Media, watch out, because it is all the support classes. And this, I really hope you guys enjoy it. We got massive feedback from round number 1 for the support classes. This is Fockville, round number 2. With the juniors and quads running good numbers the whole way out there on Ignition TV, and this coming Saturday will be the premiere of the pro motorcycle categories. This time it's the chance for the support class to get their moment of fame. We start things off with the OR1 Pro-Ams. 18 riders coming out the gate, going into one of the most technical hole shots, and the hole shot this time around going to Dennis van der Merwe as he saw clear air ahead of the rest of the 17 riders chasing down on his wheel. He went for the chicken run, leaving the rest of the riders, including Nick Wells, who's run a top 5 on the season so far, to go up and over the big pipe. Out on track, come the end of play, 10th place went to Hardest Fenter. He has run higher numbers on the season so far, but with this being one of the high-speed tracks, we were always going to see different riders coming to the fore. Sean Badenhorst walked away with the first of the single digits, getting the coveted number 9 on round number 2 here at Fockville. In one of the more technical zones that took the riders in, under, and around a couple of the bridges, Carl Johnson rock and rolled his big 450 up into a number 8 spot as he was in some big battles throughout the day. He was right there in the dust buffer with some key riders. Etienne Kroling was just up the road from him as he chased down onto the back wheel of Rudy Pretorius. Pretorius is now a 2-time podium placer coming out of the first and second round of the GXCC Tour, so he'll be looking good on championship points as he's going to go up against this man for the rest of the season. Nick Wells, absolute stellar ride at the opening round after being picked up by the Vans Factory Racing Husqvarna squad, and still sticking with the 300 smoker. He was down a little bit on top end this time around, but still managed to get his number 5 spot. The hole shotter didn't take it all the way from the flag to the flag, eventually dropping down into a number 4 spot, but Dennis van der Merwe is still in good shape for championship points. And then the Rooster, another top 3 for Rudy Vieira, the man still to beat on this gate. He is so consistent and solid, and again, on a 300 smoker, he would have been down on top end and horsepower, and eventually got beaten out by a couple of big 4 strokes. Jaco Jansen van Rensburg, rock solid on the tour so far, takes a number 2 spot, but Jaco Sanders, a new man on the tour, and certainly a rider to beat. No decals, so it was a bit of a tricky situation in edit, but we know a guy up at Vans Racing. Go chat to Leon at Second Skin, and he'll hook you guys up with some decals. Got to get some numbers on a bike, because this is looking like the number 1. It's a confirmation of Jaco Sanders beating out on Jaco Jansen van Rensburg. The Rooster in the 3 spot ahead of Dennis van der Merwe, the hole shotter, and Nicky Wells rounds out the rock and roll top 5. Next gate was going to be the OR2 Pro-Ams, which once again saw the magical number 18. All riders looking for the cheese and chasing down the hole shot this time around. Xander van der Groenigen walked away with that honor, and he needed it as well, because this was going to be super busy as the majority of the OR2 Pro-Am races went up and over the pipe, and it went a little bit chaos as 2, maybe 3, 4 or 5 of them had to go into the chicken run. When it came out onto the full track though, this time around, top 10 going to Peter Jourdan as he walked away with that magical top 10, and when you say that's around about halfway through the field. After that, even though in the early running a couple of overshoots, it was still good to see Russell Van Gool walk away with that rock and roll number 9 spot. Adrian Moret was one of the most exciting riders on the gate in the more technical Supercross style areas of the track, and he was rewarded with that number 8 ride. Zeder van der Krooniken, even though he got the whole shot, he was eventually boxed out down to a number 7, just could not hold the pace when it came to the end of the race, and he was battling all day with Alain de Toy. Alain has really come strong this season as well, and he's going to walk away once again with a top 6. That's going to be his best start to the championship chase on the season. Dean Visan, a rider who's been on the gate for the last couple of seasons, we'd expect to see him running inside the top 5, and he found the track absolutely mint. High-speed track was right up his alley. Dion van der Merwe, one of the most improved riders on the season, coming out of absolutely nowhere to get picked up by the CIT Factory Husqvarna squad. He didn't get the gate, he got jammed up on the concrete pipe, but he still managed to race his way up into a number 4 spot. Third place, and one of the top results coming out of this kid, Matthew Crawford, absolutely dominating inside the top 3, and he was in illustrious company as well. Alex Shearer, who made the big move up from the OR3 Pro category and just wanted to find his feet this season, had some nightmares at the opening round, but this time around walked away with a number 2 spot in the coveted OR2 Pro-Am gate. No problems for Jean Nebula on the Pro-Ams. He's the first rider to go 2 for 2. Didn't get the whole shot, but got a good enough gate to make the pass early on lap number 1 and ran off into the distance. Nebula takes 2 wins on the bounce. Confirmation of his win ahead of Shearer, Crawford, van der Merwe and Visan, with Alain de Toy rounding out a coveted top 6 spot in the stacked OR2 Pro-Am gate. Next up was the OR3s, which gave us, count them, 22 crazies going into turn number 1. This was one of the wildest hole shots of the day, with Francois Van Heerden popping out with clear air and everyone else just falling into the dust bubble. Up and over, Francois was good enough to still maintain his hole shot, but around halfway through the field, it just turned into absolute bedlam as the riders did whatever they could just to get out of the dust and up and over the pipe. When it came out into racing, Dean Fourie walked away with the number 10 spot. Remember, this was going to be the high-speed track of the tour, so the little 250 4-strokes predominantly that filled up the gate were going to be really battling and singing, straining all the way down those big straights. Renier Van Heerden was good enough for a number 9 spot, held a little bit back in the early stages and just allowed the race to come towards him. Stoffel Berger has been a rider that's been on the GXCC tour for a couple of seasons now, and nice to see him really develop as the tracks come on song. He found a nice high-speed track that was really up his alley. He was in a chase the whole way through the day with Stefan Smit, one of the highest-placed Yamahas on the gate, and he was also going to be up against Andre Barwise as they challenged each other between 7 and 6 spot the whole way through the day out at Fockville. 51 kilometers was the main loop. The morning session was dominated and cleaned out by the quad racers, and the afternoon session was just custom made for these guys to go and do what they do. In the off-season, when Black Iron signed up a couple of guys from across the border, James Kleinham's name came into play. Getting mentored by the Dart, we expect to see good numbers, and it was number 5 this time around, coming out of Kleinham's, his best ride so far on the GXCCs. Brendan Berger, who has been out on the junior tours in the past and now started to find a name for himself in the GXCCs, walked away with a number 4 spot. Third place, and a family name that we know well, Jason Fenter, tied on championship points in the pro category. Quinton Fenter now walks away with his highest finish. That's a 3rd on the OR3s. Ludwig Janssen van Vuren has made the move in the off-season from the big 500 to the 250 and walks away with a 2 spot this time around. But there was no beating Nathan Godrich, who has very much made this category his own as he walks away with the win at Fockville at round number 2 and will be the guy to watch in the championship as the season moves forward. Here's confirmation of Godrich's win ahead of Janssen van Vuren, Fenter, Berger and Kleinham's, with bar-wise the highest Yami down in a number 6. Before we went into the ladies and our junior support classes, it was the matter of the wows. For the guys, this was 23 and we sent them all out of the gate at the same time. Nordia Durant was the first to the pin, And this was the category where the majority of riders went all the way around into the chicken out loop, and it was the right thing to do as well. It would have been absolute bedlam if 23 dudes went up and tried to get over the pipe. Cassie Richards walked away with the number 10 spot, and he was chasing down this dude to try and break into the top 9. Kubus Lombard walked away with the 9th place as the first of the Hondas. Tion Steenberg rock and rolled his way to a top 8. That was a real nice run on a big track as well. Huge mixture of machinery, brands, motorcycles, and power delivery this time around, so it was anyone's guess who was going to walk away with the cheese. Barry Stewart did a good enough job to make his way just off the box inside of a top 7, but it was Ivan Stroh that got the coveted number 6, which meant he was going to be the first rider come the end of the day to stand on the podiums. GXC's tours taking all of the top 6, so all these guys will know what they have to do next time around. Estratios Yanakis walked away with the number 5. Hope to see him on the box a couple more times on the season. We have seen him run inside the top 10, but the high-speed nature of GXCC number 2 definitely suited him down to the ground. Lawrence Lombard had one of the big capacity machines out there. Looked like he was running the big 450 riding out of Raceworks, so he was going to be rocking and rolling to a high finish. Nordia Durant was on a smaller capacity bike, but still got the whole shot. Only got out horsepowered really to knock him down to a number 3 spot. And he was knocked off the box by Damon Dempers. Damon Dempers is a rider who is coming on strong big time. The WOW class gives the riders at GXCCs a real good taste of what the racing is, and we look to see them move up categories as the seasons go on. The whole name is famous in GXCC and National Off-Road Championship Racing. This time around, Henko Hall gets to see the flag first. Confirmation of Hall's win ahead of Dempers, Durant, Lombard, and Yanakis, with Stroh rounding out the podium. Stewart just one step off. Next time, he'll be looking to make the podium. The ladies were up next, and this is the first time that the ladies had seen the new circuit here at Fockville. Remember, this is a brand new format of racing, a brand new category that gives the Pro-Am ladies a chance to go out there and race against like ability racers rather than having to go up against the pro ladies that went out and turned very similar lap times to some of the dudes out there. This time around, Stephanie, who was our round number 1 winner, didn't get the gate that she wanted to, so she was going to have to really fight hard for this one. Abigail Bonsack was the rider that walked away with the whole shot, and then out on track, 5th place eventually at the end of the day, went to Cassandra Swat, making that KDX still sing. Chantal Peterson was good enough to make her way up into a number 4 spot, and the Peterson name, as we know, in GXCC racing is a strong one. Round number 1 winner Stephanie Swat couldn't repeat her form of just a month ago when she walked away with the inaugural win of the category. This time around, it was going to be a number 3 spot. She was in that battle at the halfway marker between herself and Abigail Bonsack, and that was the pass that created the number 2 spot for Bonsack as she checked out and put Stephanie Swat into her dust. That meant there was only one lady up the road, and it was a new winner on the tour. Krizan Pretorius also walking away with her first ever win at the GXCCs, and that's what we like to see with the Pro-Am Ladies Gate. We want to see new blood every single time. Round number 2 at Fockville gave us our second winner of the season. Confirmation of Krizan Pretorius winning ahead of Abby Bonsack. Stephanie Swat, round number 1 winner, goes down to 3 spot ahead of Chantal Peterson and Cassandra Swat. Next up then was our little bobbleheads, the future stars of GXCC racing, where we saw the Pee Wee 50s and Pee Wee 80s go out. A smaller gate this time around, with MS Erasmus and Megan Duplessis walking out on the Pee Wee 80s, and Cornelius Ace and Travis Levy taking up the chase on the small 50s. Couple of mums and dads out there making sure they were good to go, but of course, let's remind ourselves, this was a track that was already opened up by the Junior Pro categories who had gone out 2 hours earlier. Their race was over. This was a brand new, clean and open track for our Pee Wee riders to go out and just enjoy the Fockville area. The little Pee Wee 50s were definitely going to battle in the one technical zone on the track, which was a small riverbed. Cornelius Ace made it through, and with a little help from Dad, Bo Levy, Travis Levy, walked away, got out onto the track, and would go and complete the big loop for the juniors. These are our future stars, and this gives them just a taste of what the rest of the guys are doing when they race out there. Come the end of the race, though, there were results. In the GXCC 50 Minis, Cornelius Ace walks away with his win against Travis Levy, and then MS Erasmus becomes a 2-time winner ahead of Megan Duplessis. That's our wrap of the support classes, which takes us to the end of our coverage from the GXCCs at round number 2, but there's more to come, so watch the space. So we hope you guys enjoyed that. So what else is coming down the pipe for Hollywood? Well, next week we're also going to do something very cool. With a little hiatus between rounds 2 and rounds 4, which is obviously now going to be recategorized as round number 3, we thought we would introduce you guys to the championship points leaders across all of the categories. So we're going to go into post-production, and next week's Hollywood as well as GXCC Media will show and highlight all of the championship leaders with 2 rounds of the championship scored, and then you guys know exactly who are the red plates and who you're chasing down for the rest of the season. What I also want to do for you guys out there is ask you to help me, help you. We'll go all Jerry Maguire on you. I want you guys to film yourselves doing some of your at-home training. Send us some of those short clips. I want nothing more than a minute. 30 seconds is the perfect clip. Send those to me. Tell me what you guys have been up to during this isolation period. I'm sure everyone has been going out there. I saw a lot of people riding this weekend. So if you've got some little goon videos, anything, send it down the pipe. We'll put a nice production together and we'll pick the top 10 clips and make you guys superstars. And then onto our competition that we run with BaseFit, our partners coming on board once again for 2020. Last time around, we gave away some crazy good training packages. Now, the next motivation is all about getting more feet through the door and getting them into the training facilities. So we came up with this amazing concept. If you go online and you can send in a 15-second motivational video, Mandy and the crew over there at BaseFit will pick it up, and out of the best, they will take the top 10. They'll send them across here to Hollywood and we'll make superstars of them as well. So get those phones out and make some cool videos. 15-second motivational video, and the best top 10 will get the reduced package going forward for the BaseFit squad. Good luck to you guys. Can't wait to see what goes down there, and obviously we'll announce them and show the top 15 motivational videos, the guys that made the cut. That will be coming up at the end of this month. For now, stay safe, flatten the curve, stay out of contact as much as you possibly can, but no matter what, keep riding, keep training, and one day we are going to go racing once again soon. Cheers.